Well, I'm concerned about the impact the strikes are having on patients, and that's why I call on the BMA to end their industrial action. Of course, I stand ready to have discussions with junior doctors in terms of other issues about their working conditions, but in terms of pay, we made a fair and final offer. We've accepted in full the recommendations of the independent pay review body process, and that is why the BMA should now call off their strikes.
Well, of course he has. The government rigs them anyway by telling them what the budget is, and they've just recommended another crappy real terms pay cut. On what planet is that?
A fair deal.
Junior doctors have suffered a massive 26% real terms pay cut since 2008. Almost half of them are now struggling to pay their rent and mortgages. And after several years of study, they've amassed debts of about £100,000.
We had discussions with them. We set out a reasonable offer. We stand ready to engage further with them. It was the junior doctors, sadly, who broke up the talks, who then decided to have further strike action.
By now, even Larry the cat knows it's a crappy real terms pay cut. And the junior doctors say it's the health secretary who's refusing to negotiate. So who do we believe? The doctors who sacrificed so much to keep us safe during the pandemic, or a government that lies about practically everything? And just listen to what the bonkers health secretary told the Health Service Journal. The government is resisting what it believes are inflationary pay demands from junior doctors for the sake of NHS staff. Well, imagine the shock for the health secretary when he finds out junior doctors actually work in NHS hospitals. And he'll fall off his chair when he hears that according to the International Monetary Fund, it was rising corporate profits which have been the largest contributor to Europe's inflation over the past 2 years, as companies increased prices by more than the spiking cost of imported energy. And the health secretary actually wants the public to believe giving junior doctors anything more than a crappy real terms pay cut will drive and embed high inflation. It's absolutely shameful. This claim's being rubbished over and over again by expert economists.
So, today's offer is final. There will be no more talks on pay. We will not negotiate again on this year's settlements, and no amount of strikes will change our decision.
So what the Prime Minister is telling them is that if they won't accept another crappy real terms pay cut on top of a whole decade of crappy real terms pay cuts, he's just going to impose, guess what, another crappy real terms pay cut on them anyway. Well, absolute bollocks to that. Imposition is not a negotiation. It's bullying and it's intimidation. And that's not how we do things in this country. And if that's not appalling enough, if they won't roll over and accept what Sunak demands, he plans to strip them of their democratic right to strike, force them to work against their will, and allow them to be sacked if they refuse. The whole country should be in uproar. Our junior doctors have always been there for us. Now let's be there for them.